Okay, that's all 10 scales, these commonly occurring scales that we need to know really well. So let's review what we're supposed to be doing with them. We want to assimilate them using their two characteristics, the pattern that they make and the sound that they make. Now, when I say pattern, it's the shape of the scale. And some people always ask, well, wait a minute, I don't play the vibraphone or the piano where the notes are laid out in front of you. I play the saxophone. What am I supposed to do? Well, the truth is, every instrument, every player of every instrument, has a way of picturing groups of notes, whether it's a chord outline or a scale. And I've often asked players of other instruments, in fact, how do they picture a scale or a group of notes? And I'll tell you that most of them answer, they picture them on the piano keyboard, even if they don't really play the piano. That seems to be a common, way of thinking about them. Some people will say, I picture them written out on manuscript paper. And some people, saxophone players, for instance, tend to say, I picture the fingering of running the scale. When I think of, how do I picture a 7/8 note run of notes, a scale line, I picture the fingerings real quickly. However you do it, you will have some way of visualizing the scales and the shape that they have, and you'll hear the sound of the scales. And it's those two characteristics that let us form a memory that we can recall. So with any new scale, find the notes and then ramble around. Make different combinations. Use the whole range of your instrument. Don't just stay in one octave. I've said that several times already. Speed is not an issue. It doesn't matter if you can play them faster and faster and faster. What matters is, are you assimilating the memory of this group of notes and different ways to combine the notes into different combinations. So that's what you should be doing with every new song that you learn or practice. Check out the chord symbols and make sure that you are familiar with the chord scale that goes with each one. In addition, if you're playing, let's say this chord is an E flat minor 7, and the scale is the Dorian, and you're playing around on it, be aware that it is an E flat minor 7 chord, even though you're playing around on the scale, because we have to actually be using not only the chord tones, but the chord scale as we play through a harmony. So being aware of the chord tones as well as the scale tones is important, is useful to you as an improviser as well. So for this week's assignment, I'm going to ask for you to demonstrate some of these chord scales. I'm going to give you 6 of them and ask you to do just what I've been doing here. Play the basic scale and then start bouncing around, playing different combinations. Be creative, but remember that what you're trying to show me is that you're comfortable playing around on each of these scales. So record that and upload it to the site, and I'll see you next week.